Cap and trade, global warming, what are your opinions on that?
Well, my opinion on the global warming issue is it happened before, long before we had all this industrialized equipment. I believe it's just a natural cycle of the earth, and
Sunspots, basically.
yeah, it's just,
sun cycles.
in my opinion, cap and trade is just another form of another tax that they
Oh,
want to impose on us.
Yeah.
What's your position on the government employees and the wages between private enterprise and government employees? And
Well, I honestly believe that where you're performing a public service, that absolutely it needs to be cut down to come into line with the majority of the people. But obviously, this is going to be a big fight. It's something that's just not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a big fight because they don't want to give up what they're making, obviously. So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to step up and fight you on it because they want to keep what they're making. I don't believe they should. I believe public service is just that, it's public service. You're not to get rich off it. It's
All the congressmen are all millionaires. And, I think all of them. I don't think any of them are.
Well, those aren't public employees, right?
Lifetime benefits. And
Yeah, like
just
guys have been there for
ridiculous.
generationally, yeah, definitely.
What is your background, Jason?
I been a blue collar worker. That's what I've done all my life. About 3 years ago, I got into cutting gemstones. Still a form of blue collar work, and that's been my background. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a millionaire.
It's rare that we meet a gemstone cutter.
I've never met it.
I don't think it's blue collar, it must be white collar.
I'm not real sure where it's classified. To me, it's blue collar. It's physical labor. It's physical work. It's, plus it's mental.
How do you feel about the North American Union and doing away with the border between Canada and Mexico?
I don't believe we should do away with any border between Canada and Mexico. I believe we should concentrate more efforts to secure our border. If anything, this is where our military would be most likely needed, would be on our borders.
Have you heard of that highway in Texas where the federal government has posted signs saying you can't get out of your car because cartel people are around and they'll kill you?
Yes, I have.
That is way out of line. And considering they're sending troops to the borders now, why not just send escort citizens with Jeeps with M60s on them or something? And what's wrong with establishing our own military deployment line? Just push it forward.
Well,
If you run any contact something, you shoot it. I mean, that's generally how it works. These people are foreign invaders. I don't understand how a tract of land in our country has been overrun by a foreign power, and as a response, our government decided to put a signs to warn us. That's helping us. And then they say we can't have guns. For what it just goes on and on. But what do you think? What do you think about? I mean, the situation down there, losing that section of highway. That's just. I guess just as a solution to it. I've been hearing about this, and I hear sometimes some of these drug cartel people, they sit up in the hills and they shoot cops if they see them.
Yes.
I don't. There should be a drone or something chasing those people down. If you get CIA on that, it would probably take them almost 15 minutes to get rid of the leaders. I don't see why we have that kind of a problem.
Well, actually, it's kind of a problem they created because they told U.S. citizens don't go beyond these points.
That's right.
And they just kind of gave it to them and let them run inland 60 miles or so.
It's that far?
I guess it just depends on where you're at. It's as far as 60 miles.
I've just been kind of hearing about it the past couple of weeks and kind of picking up little bits of intel. The shocking thing was the signs. What gives?
And once
It's
again,
like a tank sitting there with the sign saying what the tank is doing, protecting drug cartels, as opposed to, look out, you could get killed.
as our military is stretched overseas, like it is, and of course our National Guard is overseas with them, which really shouldn't be. It should be here to protect the states. I really think that we're going to have more and more and more of this kind of pushing through foreign invaders coming in, because how are you going to keep them out? They don't want citizens to be vigilant, and
You're supposed to be.
you're supposed to be.
There's a clause for that, particularly in the case when there's a lack of action.
And this is where absolutely bringing our military back and really putting a show on the border and pushing that drug cartel back into Mexico really would benefit the United States and of course our citizens. but I really don't think they have any interest in doing that. I think if this wage is on for a long period of time, it will give them another end to enact more laws on us. Yes.
You know, or excuses to, here's some legislation that's gonna do this, but then it won't.
Any other questions?
Well, to say that the war on drugs is what's facilitating this, so I mean, they just don't get it, that if we,
Yeah,
you know,
they don't send cops out there, and they send them out to collect us up. You know, if you got something, well, you know,
I mean,
what have you.
yeah, I mean, if they had a legitimate market in this country for at least cannabis, I don't know about the other stuff, like the strategy's not working, but the big part of the funding and the traffic is cannabis, so if they were to make it legal for adults in the United States, that would at least take the funding away from the drug cartels, and they wouldn't be concentrating on that. And then these poor landholders, you know, one of us owned a ranch right there, and these foreign nationals are coming in, occupying our territory, the government should be backing us up to
You're about the Mexican
blow them
rancher,
out of there, you know?
Mexican rancher got killed, the Mexican that ran back to Mexico, and they were pursuing him, and the Mexican military protected him. That's an act of war as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why Pancho Juarez or whoever the leader is now, there wasn't sent an email or a letter or something like, hey, 72 hours, or we're gonna come look for him. You
Let's
know,
have,
that's outrageous.
One last question, and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm just wondering about, thinking about knocking down senator and congressman's perks to make this less lucrative to stay there.
Okay, the way that I would propose to do it is through constitutional amendments that would go right along in with the constitutional amendments to put limitations and term limits. I don't think they should make any more than about $40,000 a year. Their perks should be absolutely nil. I mean, I know a lot of people that, especially in our area where we're from, they work for $9 an hour, get very little, work 60 hours a week, their health insurance is garbage. I just really don't feel that congressmen, senators, et cetera, should get these kind of perks and that kind of money. They just don't earn it. They just do whatever they want, and that's how I would propose to.
I don't know what kind of salary they get, but that's not how they're getting rich.
No,
It's wielding power.
But it's part of it.
It's accepting lobby money is a lot of
That's part
it.
of 200,000, it's like, I was told, it's like 160, 180,
It's like 140. Starting out, it's like $144,000 a year.
and if you're tenured, then.
Then it's it's
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't have a problem with what the compensation they receive from the government. It's the point that they get influenced by corporations in power, and and they show up and speak, and then they get honorarium. And I don't know. I mean, they're earning
Yeah,
money
honorarium.
outside their salary. You know.
Oh,
Well, there's
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a, what do you call it? Lobby, Middle East lobby, well, anyway, they're recruiting these people before they even get into Congress, and then they pay them, you know, if you get to this point, and it's the Middle East lobby. But anyway, they're buying them up. They're buying them off before they even get there. And if you do what we want to, you get this at the end.
All right, well,
Yeah, thank you for coming.
yeah, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.